the vibrant city of Kyoto, known for its rich cultural heritage, a city of tourism, a city of wonders, shrines and temples. Now, imagine, for a moment, stepping into one of these temples, seeking solace, tranquility, a connection to something greater than ourselves. But as we enter, our eyes are met with a haunting sight. A ceiling tainted with the remnants of violence, blood and agony, the last moments of a forgotten past, a stark contrast to the serenity we expected to encounter. This is the story of the bloody ceilings of Kyoto. In a few temples around Kyoto, precisely Yogen-in, Genko-an, Shoden-ji, Hosen-in and Myoshi-jin temple, there are these famous ceilings with strange marks and stains. It is said that these marks are formed from dried blood and tell a story of an old bloody battle. Our story begins in the Fushimi Castle, also known as Momoyama Castle. It was originally built by Toyotomi Hideyoshi in the late 16th century, in the Fushimi ward of Kyoto. Hideyoshi was a powerful daimyo and a key figure in the unification of Japan. Before he died, he ensured that his family would remain in power and that the remaining powerful clans each swore allegiance to his 5-year-old son, Hideyori. But a rivalry was growing between two of the largest clans. One led by the most powerful warlord in Japan, Tokugawa Ieyasu. The other led by Ishida Mitsunari. As tension between Mitsunari and Ieyasu escalated, Fushimi Castle became a focal point in the power struggle. In an attempt to halt the brutally ambitious Ieyasu, Mitsunari attempted to whip up rebellions across the Tohoku region, with moderate success. Ieyasu jumped into action to quash the rebellion and sent 18,000 men to create a stronghold at Fushimi Castle. The latter was held by Tori Mototada, a loyal retainer of Tokugawa Ieyasu. In response, Mitsunari assembled an enormous army of 40,000 men and marched them to Fushimi Castle, demanding the occupants to surrender. In July 1600, Tori Mototada, along with a garrison of approximately 350 samurai, defended Fushimi Castle against the advancing army led by Mitsunari. Despite being heavily outnumbered, Mototada and his men chose to resist fiercely in support of Tokugawa Ieyasu. The siege of Fushimi Castle lasted for about 11 days. Mototada and his samurai fought bravely, knowing that their chances of survival were slim. Their objective was to buy time for Ieyasu to gather his forces and prepare for the upcoming decisive battle at Sekigahara. Unfortunately, the defenders of Fushimi Castle were ultimately overwhelmed by the superior numbers of Mitsunari's army, and forced to retreat and barricade themselves in the castle. Tori Mototada, realizing the dire situation, chose to perform seppuku rather than surrender. He, along with many of his loyal samurai, committed this act, preferring death over dishonor. As all the men performed the ritual, each fell on the floor lifeless, and blood spilled on the ground, painting the rooms red. It was a grim scene. After days, Mitsunari forces breached the castle, finding the bodies of the soldiers. The blood now soaked into the wooden floors. The sacrifice made by Tori Mototada and his men at Fushimi Castle was seen as an embodiment of samurai loyalty, courage and dedication to their lord. Their actions bought crucial time for Tokugawa Ieyasu, allowing him to consolidate his forces and ultimately secure victory in the pivotal Battle of Sekigahara, which reshaped Japan's history under the Tokugawa shogunate. The central keep of the Fushimi Castle had survived the blaze of the siege, and over time the timbers of the fort always were repurposed into other buildings when the castle was dismantled in 1623, and eventually found their way into the ceilings of several temples. While this could be a simple way of reusing solid materials in other building projects, the argument has been made that these boards in particular were deliberately chosen for reuse. As such, the sacrifice of the soldiers could be honored and their spirits may find peace. Nowadays, the stains are vanishing, but some are still visible in the temples, and so you still got a chance to see them by yourself. This was the story of the bloody ceilings of Kyoto. I hope you enjoyed, and see ya in the next video.